Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diseta Seleko, and you're tuned into a safe space where we have hard conversations on life, love, and all things healing. Now, in today's video, I do a little something light, a little something fun, I hope. So I took it to my Instagram and asked you guys to ask me anything that you'd like to know about me, and you guys sent through questions that I'm going to answer in this video. But guys, I asked you guys to send me something light and fun. And the first thing you guys do is ask me, how old are you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Clearly, you guys' definition of light and fun has to do with reminding me how old I am and how time is running out and I'm still not a millionaire. But anyway, I'll get through all the questions and I hope you guys get to know me better through this video. I did, however, do a more in-depth or a lengthy video talking about me, what I do, where I come from, how I grew up and all of that, and I will link the video up here somewhere. I never really know where it is. I think it's here. Okay, wherever it is, the link will be up there, and you guys can check that out, and you guys can get to know me a little better, get to know the person behind, the beauty of transparency. But before we get into the video, I just like to thank everybody who came in their numbers virtually to support the Confronting Our Brokenness conference. It was amazing. We still have one more session that's going to happen, and I know that's going to be amazing, and I pray that the Lord helps us heal together. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the questions that you guys sent. Just know that I'm using natural light and these things happen, okay? It happens. So I'm gonna go through all the questions. Like I said, I have put them in like categories because there were like themes that popped up in these questions. I have them on this phone, and so if I look down, it's not that I'm not trying to make eye contact with you guys. I'm reading through your guys's questions. So for those who don't know me, I'm just gonna start here so that it's not like a random thing that I'm doing. For those who don't know me, I'm Diseta Seleko, like I had already mentioned. I'm married and I have 2 kids, one 4-year-old and one 4-month-old. And I've been married for 5 years, and I think it's one of the questions, so I just answered that one. I've been married for 5 years, and yeah, so all these questions are the questions that I've asked you guys to ask me. Not like I didn't want to assume this is what you guys want to know about me or whatever, because I already have a video like that that you guys can watch. But nonetheless, before I get too into myself, let me get into what you guys want to know about me. So I got this question that kept popping up, I think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and you guys wanted to know how old I am. And I just sat there and I asked myself, Kanti, why, guys? Do I look like I'm portraying a certain age? Like, do I look older? And this is my insecurities coming in. They're just like, girl, maybe you look older than you actually are. And I was just wondering, why is everybody curious about my age though? Anyway, I'm 29, turning 30. I'm a 92 baby. I hope you guys, put me in that range somewhere and I don't look older than I am, But yeah, I'm 29, turning 30 in a few months, and I'm still not a millionaire. This one says, someone asked, and it's a friend of mine who asked this, but anyway, she says, why Olebotsana so? So she's asking me, why am I so beautiful? Child, I don't know, but thank you. Thank you. Quick fun fact, I generally don't know how to take compliments, and I'm working on it. I think I hide behind comments, and like on Instagram I can post a picture and somebody says, oh, you're beautiful. It's easy for me to like respond and be like, oh, thank you, but other than that, if you tell me like in my face and like straight up be like, oh, you're so beautiful, I kind of have like there's like a short circuit that disconnects in my head that goes, I don't think they're telling the truth. No, they're lying. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on, self-affirming myself. So thank you for seeing Orikina Amobotana, and yeah, I'm working on it. So yeah, and fun. So this one is a bit funny because somebody asked me, what kind of music do you listen to? Do you listen to anything other than gospel? And then, then there's somebody else who commented, and I'll put the comment here, and it says, "If I tell you, say I love you, oh, boom boom, my money, my body, and your oh no, baby, chinakiwe, 30 billion in the account, yo, kum kum." Versace and Gucci. Now you're oh no. Yo, guys, I just sang 5 notes. Yeah, but you get me. So I listen to, okay, fun fact, another fun fact. I mean, it is a get to know me video anyway. I used to be a house head. No, I used to be a hip hop head. Like, I used to date, like, an MC. So naturally, I used to like rap music, hip hop, and I used to obsess over any song that has Jay-Z and Beyonce in it. Well, upgrade you. I used to love those kind of songs because I thought, Bonnie and Clyde. But anyway, I really, really enjoyed hip hop. Then I moved from that, and I loved house at some point because every day, I think I was socialized into liking house music, but also because every day when I went to school, we used to go to transport, you guys, and you guys know, if you know and you've been in school transports, you know how banging those things are from morning till afternoon. So yeah, then I was like socialized into liking house music. But then I when I grew older in my high school days, I started liking deep house or soul house, I don't know what they call it. And when I started getting very serious with the Lord, I kind of abandoned that. Not that I stopped listening to it, but I kind of only started consuming more gospel music. And I generally love good music. So if a song is good, whether it's R&B or whatever, but if a song is good, then you will find me there. My piano, love it because they remind me of my childhood, Bacardi, yeah. But yeah, and I used to know how to dance before I became a serious Christian, you guys. So yeah, but don't ask me to dance because we're not here to embarrass each other. While we were here, I have a question that says, how was your first year as a saved Christian? I've never been asked that question before, and I've never really taken time to think about my first year of being born again. If you watch the video that I tagged in this one, you'll know that I grew up in a Roman Catholic church, and so when I got born again, I think there were a lot of things happening in my family, and it was just a mess, and I just needed that safe space, or rather that hiding place. And when I got it, it was so amazing. My first year of being born again was amazing. I was on fire. I think I was in grade 10, and I received my tongues that same year. If it's not a few months after that, I enjoyed it. It was I felt like I was unstoppable. I was that person that I referred to the Bible every time. Everything that came out of my mouth was just Bible this, church this, God this, Jesus that, and that's where I got my title of, holier than thou, this and that, God this, God that. So I don't know, honestly, come to think of it, I've never really thought about how my first year of being saved was, but all I know is it was amazing. Everything just seemed so seamless. I studying the word it came easy. It was something that I looked forward to. Praying for long hours, devotion was just a thing. It was, I guess it's because I didn't have much responsibility then, or things that pulled my attention then, but honestly it was something else. I think that my first year of being born again, I think you guys can also agree that we were also fired up, and you're so excited to find this new thing that and this new thing that makes you look forward to each day. And for me, because when I got born again, there was so much happening in my family. This was the one thing that kept me happy. This was the one thing that gave me the surety that, you know, oh, I'm loved and I'm wanted. And yeah, so it was amazing. I probably have to think about it more that so that I can answer it properly. But I think it was really good. I lost a lot of friends, but like everybody that I need now is still here. So most of the other questions that I received are on marriage, and my marriage particularly. So I'll answer those ones at the end. But I sure will, like I promise you guys, I'll do a more, you know, in-depth story time, because I like story times, on my marriage, and you know how we met and all of that. But for now, I'll just give you guys one word answers. And again, I still come across the how old are you guys? Anyway, so someone asked me, what's my ideal weekend? My ideal weekend has to do with I almost answered it according to what I used to like and what I used to say before. But now I think because I like quality time more now, and I really enjoy being with people I love. I really enjoy hosting people. I think yeah, my ideal weekend is spending the weekend with people I love, whether it's friends, my family, like a weekend filled with laughter, crying, and just genuine friendship, and you know, or rather communion with people that I love. So yeah, if you asked me this thing before, I would tell you I want to go out and go do adventurous things, and not go out as like clubbing, because I really suck at clubbing. I honestly, side note, I've been to clubs. I sit there and I start analyzing people, and I start thinking, oh, I wonder why she's like that. I wonder if she's okay. I wonder, you know, and it's not nice. I psychoanalyze people in clubs, and that's not good. Yeah, so if it was before, I'd be like, a trip to Gold Reef City, bungee jumping, ha 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 ha. But honestly, now maybe I am getting old, and that's why you guys keep asking me how old I am. But I really enjoy stay-ins, and or maybe going somewhere, braaiing with very close people that I really can, I don't know, that I can learn from and have fun with and be myself with. Yeah, so do I want to have another baby? I'm so tired right now. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like no, Angas. I don't know. I can't answer this one. Before, when I was pregnant, I could tell you that, you know, nope, I don't want another baby. But now I like the idea of having a full home, and if the Lord wills, yes, I can have another baby. But to be honest, I'm okay with 2 kids. I think it's fine. 1 girl, 1 boy, you know, will be that, you know, cute little family. But I love the idea of having more kids, full house, loud Christmases, you know. But if the Lord wills, guys, if the Lord wills, I won't go out of my way and be like, and out of my way I mean like, you know, time myself that, you know, I'm ovulating on this day, so I must have sex on this day, you know. No, if the Lord wills, honestly. I'm tired. And while we're here, please check on your friends who have toddlers and babies, because get fever. Oh, I think I'm all over the place now. What do you do for a living? So I have another video on that. I have an informatics degree that I got from the University of Pretoria. I used to work a 9 to 5, and I resigned. I have a video speaking on all of that. I will do this, but I don't know if it's this side, you guys understand. But anyway, I resigned to pursue business and ministry. And so I like to say I create safe spaces for transparent truth telling and transparent living. So you guys will know I have a ministry called The Beauty of Transparency, where, you know, we speak about healing. And I think the Lord has placed it in my heart to have like healing holistically, not just in the normal way that we know, like eating healthy and exercising and all of that, but just having healed people run, healed Christ-centered people run big businesses. So my another part of the Beauty of Transparency is called Your Purpose Project, where I help you merge your purpose and your passion in either a project form, a business form, a ministry form, an event form, whatever the case may be. Take you through the initial phase to your launch, and all of that. So I think that's what I do. I like to call myself a digital destiny helper, because with digital, I help you go digital and just help you become the light of the world that you are meant to be. I am a founder of an online business, an online baby store. I am a CEO of an IT consulting business that is called Seventh Hat, Black and female owned. That's me. I did informatics, so hence the digital, the IT, thing. And yeah, I do quite a lot of things in my life, and I guess you guys will get to know it as time goes. But for now, I think this covers what I do for a living. But soon, when I answer this question, I live in a yacht in Dubai in a thong. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Guys, I told you, like, I said light and fun, and y'all are just here being personal on some. What are you doing with your life? Can't you see you're getting old? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Phew, I haven't answered that question in a long time. The last time I answered that question was in a job interview. And that was a long time ago. And it depressed me when I saw this question, because I'm just like, 5 years ago, I envisioned myself as a different person, and not everything that I envisioned myself to be or to become has come into fruition. Some of the things have changed. I don't see myself as that person anymore. And just thinking back 5 years ago and where I am now, I realized I was becoming a bit ungrateful. And I just looked into everything that I've achieved, what I'm doing now, and I'm just like, actually, God is going somewhere with this. So where do I see myself in the next 5 years? I see myself like hosting big people, and I mean big people in the faith, and just having a global or international ministry where we spread out safe spaces where people are free to lay their hearts and heal. I see myself owning a couple of schools. I see myself living in purpose. I think that's like the greatest thing for me. I always want to listen into what God wants to do, and I allow God to refine my goals, because I can't just hold on to something that he doesn't want to work with, So but the biggest thing is I really want to have like multiple schools. I want the Beauty of Transparency to be big. I feel like we need more spaces for women to come together and to heal. I see myself as a mogulette. I already call myself that. So what do you guys do? Where do I get a candle to manifest? Kidding. In 5 years, how old will I be? Yeah, that's soon. Before, let me tell you, before I wanted to retire at 33, because I once heard Beyonce saying that she's going to retire at 33. I wanted to retire, and retire meaning I would be sitting back, and money will be working for me. But that's in 3 years. I mean, if the Lord wills, again, Lord, it can happen. I mean, do it, Lord. But yeah, I think I see myself being used up. I don't want, if it happens that I die somewhere between that 5 years or just after the 5 years, I want to go to the grave empty. I want my grave spot, whatever, to be empty, to live a life poured out, all my talents, all, everything that God has called me to do. I want to live it out, yeah, so watch the space, girls. Watch the space. I mean, I could look for fancy ways to answer this. However, so when I thought about it, I was just like, okay, I own multiple companies, check. I am living in purpose, check. So I have kids, check. I have a husband, check. Everything that I had on my list 5 years ago, or maybe like a few years prior to that, I've checked out. Now it's literally make money. Honestly, make money of what I've already started, and make God famous. Like, make Jesus famous so much that you guys get sick of me. But yeah. So now comes the marriage questions. I mean, I told my husband, I'm like, you'll see, someone's gonna ask me about you. And my husband doesn't want to come and do this video with me. Guys, like, encourage him, please. He's like, he won't show up on a channel that doesn't have 1,000 followers, but we'll get there and we'll get him here. Anyway, so I was asked, how did you meet your husband and how did you know that he was the one? Okay, how did I meet him? I do speak about this a lot. I met him at church. I was about to sing and he walked into the church. I think he was visiting that day because he wasn't a church goer or a regular church goer or church member. Yeah, so he walked in. It was my first time singing at the church and I saw him. I liked him. I kind of developed a crush on the spot. It was love at first sight, guys. But later found out that he has a girlfriend, and then I let that ship sail. And if there's one thing about me, if I cancel you out, if I cancel a certain feeling out of me, I literally block it out. So literally, I wasn't just making it up when I said I literally I cut him off. Like I cut that crush, like I crushed that crush. Yeah, so then 3 years later, well, a few months later from that incident, he started chasing. So apparently his story is that same day where I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, who that? He saw me and he's like, oh my gosh, who's that singing over there? She gonna be my future wife, and I didn't know that, but that's what he says. And this he told me way before I told him. So this he told me before I told him what my first thought of him was when I saw him at church. And yeah, so the idea of the one is quite something I really want to go into, like on a deeper level, because I'm not sure if it's actually a thing to say there is the one, because I'm a firm believer that God is not stranded. Even if God shows me that somebody is for me, if that person doesn't want to be with me, God can't force him into my life, so I can't say because of that I've missed out on who my husband is, but anyway, I digress. To answer your question, I did a lot of praying. I prayed I think I prayed once after I saw him, and I stopped praying. I stopped listening. And 3 years down the line, when he was chasing, I made this specific prayer to God, and I said, you know what? My husband, because I was aware of the purpose God has called me into. And the assignment that I need to, carry out. And I said, my husband needs to be a very generous person. I need a husband who, even though he's not a pastor or anything, but I need him to hear from you, especially to be that person who will give into my ministry so that the ministry can grow, because at that point I had given up on being a mamuruti because I was just not a fan of it anymore. But yeah, so then it happened. I asked God for a sign, and I'm like, this is it. This is the biggest sign for me. Yes, my husband then used to buy me things, but I didn't consider that as him being generous. I mean, you want me, you have to buy things for me, But anyway, so it happened in that year that we organized a camp called the Great Exchange. So the Great Exchange is basically another kind of the beauty of transparencies, but now it was like a whole weekend where we were crying, snots, tears, saliva, everything, horrible cries. And I remember we had to pay the guest speakers that we had there, and we didn't have enough money. And I didn't tell him this, but the only person that I told was God. Was just like, Lord, you have to come through now, because these people can't go back to Durban without anything in their pockets. So please help me out. So I think I received a call a few moments later from my husband, then Potential. He was like, give me your account number. I want to give into you guys, what you guys are doing this weekend. And yeah, that was just like, what? So cool. He gave, and he didn't ask me how much. He just gave exactly what we needed to buy the guests something and to give them a little something to go back home. And just when I was just like, Lord, are you tricking me into like saying yes to this person? Because but just when I was a bit like still shocked about what was going on, we both took our guest speakers to the airport to go back home, because they stayed in Durban, right? And when we got there, he gave again into them and to bless their ministry. And that's when I learned as well that he's so big like he's not a pastor and all of that, but he wants to be a kingdom financer. And that for me was just like, it was a big deal. I don't know how to explain it. Probably we'd have to have a different conversation on it, but it was a big deal for me and where I was going, And yeah, so after that I started praying regularly. I started, listening in on God, and he was also just telling me what he wants me to do in this and that and this. I'll make a different video on the whole praying for the one thing, because I'm also just learning and like new things about this whole phenomenon. But yeah, that's basically my conviction was the fact that God was saying that I want to build something with your union, and that even in this union you will not lose your purpose, you will not lose your assignment, because this person will be kind of financing you into it. So yeah, the Lord was like, I'm giving you a blesser. But yeah, that's how I knew. Like, obviously there were feelings there, and I won't deny it. There wasn't a voice of God that said, yeah, this is the one. Feelings were there. I was attracted to him, but this was the biggest part for me that actually made me say yes to him. And yeah, the rest is history. How long have I been married for? Because I think there's a question that somebody asked, how long have you been married for? I've been married for 5 years this year. We got married in December 2016, so this year is actually 5 years. 5 years, guys. So wow, it's actually 5 years, the number of grace. What do you guys think we should do for our 5th year anniversary? Like, if you guys have ideas, put it down there. As long as it doesn't involve me being pregnant, but yeah, put it down there. I have another question regarding marriage. Good one. Somebody asked me, at what age did I get married and how was it adjusting? So I got married in 2016. I was 24. Yeah, I was 24 when I got married. And how was it adjusting? So I think I was relatively at an age that I wanted to get married at. I had envisioned myself getting married at about 25 and getting a baby, or getting married at 23 or 24 and then being pregnant at 25. And it happened. Shame, I got married at 24 and had a baby at 25. But yeah, how was it adjusting? Wow, there's no amount of preparing that you can do prior to getting married to someone that actually can put you at the right place to be like, yeah, I'm cool, you know, because you grew up in different places. You grew up doing things differently. Some things that are funny to you may not be funny to the next person. Some things that are funny to him may be like, you know, not funny to you. They may be like triggering. They may be offensive to you, you know. So adjusting to that was a huge reality check for me, and I kept asking myself, what did I get myself into, you know? But that's what I think. The first year of marriage is like your foundation phase, the first years of marriage. So I don't want, because I know people like putting time frames on how they can actually get on their feet, just like, you know, caring for a baby or becoming a new mom. Nobody rushes you to be the perfect mom, you know. You find your own rhythm and you do all of that, and I think that's exactly how it was for us. It was rough. It was tough because you learn so many things about yourself when you get married, you know. In relationships, I think we're still so guarded, you know, and there's certain things that we want to overlook because feelings are in the way. But now that, you know, you have eternity with this person, you literally get to a point where you realize that, whoa, I actually didn't know as much as I thought I knew, you know. And I didn't fat and sit, so I don't know if that helps or not, but I don't think it can possibly help you because the Marriage Institute alone is a whole new ball game. So yeah, it was a foundation phase for me. Adjusting to that was very difficult. I don't even want to lie. It was like, I'm a firstborn, he's a firstborn. We're so used to being the alphas in our family. We're so used to like being decision makers. We're so used to like this taking responsibility this way. He's used to doing it that way. So having to come to a place where we actually find common ground on how we want to run our marriage, you know, was really hard. And I speak about this also a lot, that, you know, coming from different backgrounds that, you know, have fostered some kind of different brokennesses, makes it even difficult. That even with my husband and I, we had similar situations where our parents were not getting along, or they were divorced, like my in-laws were divorced, mine got separated, and all of that. Although we both went through the same thing, we don't deal with things the same way. So having to find a way to understand how a person is dealing with the same thing that you're going through, and accepting the fact that they will not, you know, deal with it the same way that you do, was kind of difficult. But then we got through it. I mean, we're 5 years in and simnandi. So yeah. So I think that also answers the question that was asked about how was the early months of marriage. Like the early months, to be honest, like the first few months were good. It was like, oh, we're so excited, oh, we're starting a life together. And at that stage I was pregnant, so it was just also I think that was another added pressure that we had at the back of our head, that, oh my gosh, we're bringing a new person. So we didn't really have enough time to adjust to the fact that we're married. But it was fun. The first few months were like, we have a new home. It's our marital home. It's this. We do things together. Oh my gosh, starting to get used to my new surname. But yeah, then it got rough because now the foundation needed to be ironed out and sorted out. So story for another day. Stay tuned. Ooh, I think I'm going to do the last two. And this one says, do you cook? You hardly talk about or post about food. Guys, I cook. Like, I cook. Okay, let me be, guys, I cook. And like, I don't want to blow my own horn or anything, but I cook. I don't post because I don't know, like after dishing up, I'm so tired and I just want to eat. And cooking, I just found out recently that I enjoy cooking so much that it becomes my mini devotion time. Like I'd be praying in tongues, nyana there, you know, speaking to God in my head, listening to music. It's like, it's nice for me, and I think I'm a pretty good cook. If you've had my food before, comment down below so that people can see that I'm not really like making this thing up. I don't post my food or my cooking whatever because I just don't think, I don't know, I just don't think about it. But I can cook, guys, and if you don't believe me, guys, and I don't know why I'm trying to convince you guys that I can cook, but I can cook. Okay. And last but not least, I am asked if I'm gonna get vaccinated or not. It's a very difficult question for me to answer here on YouTube. But I'll tell you something. I thought about it. I think after experiencing so many deaths due to COVID in my family, I didn't even want to think twice about it. I was just like, no, we're getting vaccinated, full stop. But as I think about it, as I, just, I think I got a bit of fear because of, consuming so much information about it and, just, yeah. And I think recently the Lord just pressed it in my heart to pray more about it, so I can make a decision from what I got from my prayer and not just from what the hype is. I'm leaning towards vaccinating because I want to travel. I want to travel with my husband. I am leaning towards it, but I'm just like, whew, lordy. Yeah, so it's, yeah, guys. Johnson & Johnson yet, like, you Sputnik. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm leaning towards vaccinating, and I think we're being forced to vaccinate anyway. That's it on that. If you want to come at me with something else, come at me. I'm kidding. I was also asked about my stance on African spirituality. I will answer that in a different video. Wow, I have so many videos that I need to do from this questionnaire, but I definitely am going to answer that. But just so you guys know, if you were curious, do I think that ancestors are demons? No, I don't think ancestors are demons, but I will get into the nitty-gritties and a more informed video later on, before the year ends, and probably have new people or other people to speak on this, because I had quite a lot of them. And I think it's because of a thread that I once did on Instagram. But I had a lot of people asking me about my stance on African spirituality and all of that. Do I believe that they're demons? Like I said, no. Do I believe that I have ancestors? Heck yeah. Like, where would I be coming from? Do I worship them? No. But stay tuned for the video that I'm going to release. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sending through your questions. I really appreciate it. And it's back to regular programming. Let's heal together. Call your friends friends, and let them like this channel, let them subscribe to the channel. And like I said, let's heal together and let's learn about this God that restores and that heals completely. My name is Disetso Selekwe, and it is peace. Oh wait, it is peace to you.